Hi, good afternoon, Honorable President. Yes, this is Samasam, Assistant Professor in College of Technology. In the previous sessions, we have discussed about a lot of topics about the basis of introduction to robots and what are the different type of configurations of robots and how it plays a major role in industries and how it has been placed in vital roles. Right. Now we are going to discuss about the various sensors in the robots. Before that, we are going into robots. We are going to discuss about something about the robot. First one is, as I said, what is meant by robots. As we said, it is a reprogrammable multifunctional manipulated design to move on a particular materials or something else to perform a variety of tasks. Then we have discussed about various class of robots and then types of history of robots and the different type of industrial robots and the various robot anatomies and finally industrial robots and its applications, right? And the types of joints and robot arm mechanism, and finally we have discussed about the degrees of freedom and repeatability and accuracy. It's doing same task and accuracy and precision, which are different. Now we are going to discuss about the sensors in robots, the different type of sensors and touch sensors, tactile sensors, proximity and range sensors, and robotic vision sensors, force sensors, and light sensors, and pressure sensors. These are the different type of sensors where we are used in the robotics. So as I said that without sensors, without the feedbacks, without the constructive designs, without the sensors, the robots is unmatchable or which is what not worthy thing because based upon the feedback given by the sensors, only the robot actuating mechanism has been take place. The feedback mechanism plays a vital role in giving the input data, which plays a vital role in output data. So, or the task which you going to perform. So, if there is an obstacle, the sensor detects the obstacle and transfer the data into an object. So as I said that sensor is a device used to measure the physical input like heat, light, motion, temperature, pressure, and moisture from the environment, and converts it into a data that can be interpreted by either a human or a machine. So there is always different types of sensors based upon their working conditions. First one is analog signal is converted into a physical data and as much as process than digital signals, which are limited to fine set of possible values. So as I said, the types of sensors maybe depends upon the analog and digital values. So analog and digital values, the there is a different sectors like Ampere laws. The law current carrying a conductor in a magnetic field experience a force. Okay, example galvanometer, and Crucis-based laws. So there is a transition of temperature at which paramagnetic materials exhibit paramagnetic behaviors. Then we are going to discuss about the Faraday's law of induction. A coil resists a change in magnetic field by generating an opposite voltage or current. Example, the transformers and photoconductive effect. When a light strikes certain semiconductor materials, the resistance of the material always decreases. The example of this is photoresistors. So normally, as I said, generally the robot sensors can be classified into two classes. The first one is internal sensor, and second one is an external sensors. Also, internal sensors always begin to use to measure the physical position, velocity, and the acceleration of the robot joints or the end effectors. So, for to identify those, the sensors like potentiometer, tachometer, synchronous resolvers, differential transformations, and optical interpreters, encoders, or accelerometers are used to identify the position or also to measure the velocity or the exact position of the object and also the acceleration. So, external sensors are used to monitor the relationship between the robot kinematics or dynamics with the task surrounding the object being manipulated, like a digital compass, GPS tracking system, radars, are the example for the key factors which are going to use for the global decision of the factors. As I said, that the sensors normally are used in different type of sensors in robotics: is touch, force, vision, proximity, physical orientation, heat, chemicals, lights, and sounds. As I said that earlier, the touch is used to identify sensing an object presence or absence. The force sensor used for measuring along the single axis how the impact has been plays a major role. And visual sensors are used to like a human eyes to detecting the edges or holes or corners or any obstacles. Similarly, the proximity sensors are also used for identification of obstacle without any non-contact detections. and physical orientation like coordinates of objects in space, something else, where it has been take place and where it has been obtained and where it has been located or been identify physical orientations. And when you go for the heat means the wavelength of infrared or ultraviolet magnitude and directions. These are can be identified by using the heat sensors. And the chemicals, the presence of any concentrated reactants or hazardous materials are to be identified using the chemical sensors. And light sensors are used to present the intensity of light and the presence of what type of colors and presence of is whether the infrared light is present or not. And this can be identified using the light sensors. Finally, the sound sensors. Normally, using of the sound sensor, will always detect the frequency and the presence and the intensity of sounds has been identified. So now, as I said, that converts the physical quantity into an change in resistance, lenience, and RLC based based upon the different type of sensors I have classified in these pictures. This is how the sensors has been classified, and based upon their intensity, they have been identified. These are the reference I have taken for this video. When this identify that classifications, we can able to understand the basic concepts of various sensors. In the next class, we are going to see the particular applications of sensors, especially as tactile sensors or touch sensors, which plays a vital role in robotics. After that, we can see in the next video. Tata, bye bye.